A good hunter should always be prepared for any situation. However, I think the smell in this sewer is too powerful for the masks. It was either go through the sewers or take the long path, and we're already off track. It's just a few 100 feet from here. Is the entrance? We'll be out of here soon. Oh God, I can taste it. Ugh, it smells worse than Rex's house.
I think I'll kill Bunkles when I see him again.
Her house was definitely worse than this. Let's just go over the bubble slime before I throw up, actually.
The bubble slime is a semi-solid life form type monster girl that belongs to the family of slime. Its habitat is wetlands and sewers, its nature is gloomy and simple, and its diet is human fluids. The bubble slime is a variant of the slime that lives in dark, moist areas such as wetlands and sewers. Though bubble slimes are intelligent enough to speak, their thoughts are very simple. They roam freely in search of human men upon whom to prey. The viscous body of the bubble slime emits a strong musk which makes them easy to detect when near. This is the result of a chemical reaction that occurs in her body, causing parts of it to detach in the form of bubbles. Perhaps for this reason, the bubble slime is far more ravenous than the common slime. When a bubble slime spots a man, she attacks and attempts to extract his semen and other bodily fluids in a manner resembling sexual intercourse. However, her body is far more liquid than that of the common slime, and this combined with the awkwardness of her movement makes it difficult for her to effectively restrain her prey. She prevents escape by first administering some of her bodily slime through oral transmission. She kisses the man, filling his mouth with a strong aphrodisiac of her addictive flesh. Under its influence, the man will seek her body with great passion. The effect of small doses wears off after a modest period of time, but heavy intake causes a man to depend on the body of the bubble slime and perceive her stench as a pleasant smell. There is no going back from this state. He will most likely be incapable of living without her. It is also said that her odor is caused by the toxins she absorbs from the rank environment in which she lives. Therefore, if one brings a bubble slime out of the sewer and allows her to live for a time in a clean environment, her odor will vanish. Then she will be found to give a surprisingly sweet, soft aroma. Perhaps the pleasant scent bubble slime's addicts smell is simply an enhancement of this. This puts the bubble slime's threat level as average. They can pose a threat to a single hunter if they're not careful. Now, in regards to key features, there's only 4 to go over. The first being their fluid body. They're able to move like a liquid with some viscosity. The second is the nasty smell they produce. Now, some people may consider it to be a sweet smell, but that's only if they've already been entangled by a bubble slime. The third and most important one is the fact that it can produce bubbles. Ergo, why they're called the bubble slime. So be careful if you see some of these floating around. The final feature is that they have minor intelligence. In comparison to, say, our common blue slime, they're definitely going to be higher than average. However, in comparison to, say, a red slime or a queen slime, they're going to be a little bit less intelligent. In terms of weaknesses, you have 3 points to strike. Due to them having a fluid body, they are vulnerable to ice magic of any form. Because of their viscous body, they're not going to move very fast. Now that isn't to say they can move at all, they're just going to have a different way of movement, and I'll go over that later. The third and final weakness is facial coverings. Since a bubble slime relies heavily on its smell and its body's addictive properties, having a simple facial covering or massive amounts of facial covering give them less of a chance to enamor you. Now moving on to strengths, that fluid body allows for different styles of movement. What I mean by this is they can turn into a small bubble and float around you, they can spin around you in a slime trail, or they can entirely engulf you if they need to. Another thing are those bubbles of theirs. Depending on how many they can produce and how long they last, if you leave them floating for too long, you may just cause yourself to have no more moving room, and you will get captured by them. The third point is that they smell horrible due to the environment that they're in. I shouldn't have to tell you this, you can probably hypothesize on your own, but if you smell something horrible for an extended period of time, your brain might get a little dizzy, and you won't be able to fight at 100%. Knowing all of this, there is only 3 things to prepare for a hunt. 1. Have a facial covering. If you have a plague doctor mask, those work wonders due to the fact that you can carry incense in the nose. Number 2. Know some form of ice magic, or if you can't use magic or don't know ice magic, you can use an ice magic scroll to help out. Number 3. You will need some sort of bladed weapon and some sort of jar. I will explain why here in a moment. The first method of subjugation is always the first one you should try. Please the bubble slime and convince it to work alongside humans. AKA, wait for it to have that sweet smell from living outside of its rank area, put them into the sewage system, wait until they get smelly again, and then rinse and repeat. Method 2 is to freeze the slime and move the chunks away from human settlements. This won't entirely make them non-aggressive to humans, but at least it will get them far enough that they won't cause any more trouble. If you choose method 2, then you're going to have to go up against their bubbles. That's where the bladed weapon comes in, as you just have to pop the bubbles until you can get close enough to cast your freezing magic.
Now, Rookie, I think we need to pick up pace. Okay, Ron, just catch up with you later. I'm just gonna hurl over here.
Now you're well equipped to deal with the bubble slime, rookies. So if you enjoyed, you better like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to be better equipped, you can check out all my socials in the description below. There's stuff like my Twitch where I go live most of the week, or my Twitter where I post following videos or random thoughts. You can even join the Discord where there is more hunters and rookies you can interact with. Finally, you can turn on the notification bell so you know when I post a video on this channel or in the small event that I go live here. I'll see you all later. Good hunting, everyone.